Hello everyone, Ben Myers here. Today I was selected to do a challenge. It is called the Something Selection, and that is where you choose games in the challenge that you have to pick a game that is old, new, borrowed, and blue. So something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And so I picked 2 games for each because it was kind of open for interpretation, and so I kind of had a couple different interpretations for each one. And so for first off, something old, so I picked this game, Fireball Island, the Curse of Volcar, where you have the island here, a Fireball Island it's called, where you are going around Fireball Island, kind of I'll show you here, and you have Volcar here, and you are trying to avoid the fireballs on Fireball Island and leave the island with the most treasure before the helicopter leaves. So that is an interesting little children's game that's really fun. It came out in 1986 originally, and it was rebooted by Restoration Games. They restored it, made it into more of like a card style game, and it's always a fun time playing this game, Fireball Island. The other new game, old game, I should say, is Architects of the West Kingdom, which is not particularly an old game. It came out around the same time that the re-implementation of Fireball Island did, but it is set in 850 AD, which is one of the earlier set games I own, so I thought this would be appropriate to include in such a fun worker placement game where you place a worker in a location, and how effective that action is based on how many workers you have at that location. So the more workers that you have in a particular location, the better the effect is that you're getting. And so that's a fun concept, balancing what workers you have in each location while also trying to build up the cathedral. Something new. So I have 2 new games here. Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition by Stronghold Games, and Chronicles of Crime 1400 from the Millennial series. So, in Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, it is basically a card game, more of a card game, fast-paced version of Terraforming Mars, which is more streamlined, and it was given kind of like the same approach that Race for the Galaxy has, where you have one of 5 different actions, and you choose one of those actions on your turn. Everyone does that particular action that you chose, and you only get to do those particular 5 actions, and it's the same actions as Race for the Galaxy, I believe. And it takes Terraforming Mars, an older game, and into a newer sort of a take on it, and makes it more streamlined and improved, in my opinion. And it's got the cool dual layer player boards that the other one did not have. The other one is 1400 Chronicles of Crime from the Millennial series. So the Millennial series is a new take on the Chronicles of Crime series that took place originally in London and like Scotland Yard, and this one is set in 1400 and you are solving medieval crimes, and so that was a fun thing. I've only gone into one scenario so far, but it's a cool app-driven game. You take your mobile phone or tablet and you scan different QR codes and you ask people different questions and investigate the crime scene to solve the crime at hand. And that is Chronicles of Crime 1400 from the Millennial series. Something borrowed. So, for this one, I had a game that I did actually borrow, and I played with some friends. I did not originally own this, and that is King of Tokyo. It is a nice monster battling dice game where you're rolling dice and you are attacking other monsters to become the most infamous monster in Tokyo. And so I did not originally own this. I borrowed it from a friend, and then after I played it a few times, I bought my own copy used. And another thing, borrowed. Rolling Realms. It is a game that is newer, and it kind of takes the concepts of other Stonemaier games like Wingspan, Viticulture, Scythe, and like Between Two Castles, Between Two Cities, and those games, and it condenses those games that are normally like a 1 to 2 hour experience and combines them into a 30-minute experience in a roll and write, and that's pretty cool. I like the idea of that. They keep putting out new like expandable realms that you can play in, and so that's kind of exciting. I haven't gotten any of those yet, but I like how they borrow concepts from other games to make this game here. And then lastly, something blue. So I picked Dead of Winter and Aquatica. Aquatica is a game that has a lot of blue on the cover, and inside the game it has these cool blue dual-layer player boards that are fun, as well as the mantas that are cool, and it's got a bunch of blue cards with underwater themed cards, and you are building up a civilization underwater with acquiring different places. And then also for blue, Dead of Winter. It is a dreary, sort of not so happy place to be. It takes place in an apocalyptic world in which you are trying to survive the winter. It also trying to survive each other. So in Dead of Winter, you are having to fight off the zombies. You are scavenging for food and working together with everyone to survive. But not everyone can be trusted because everyone has their own agenda, and you don't know who's really for the betterment of the group and who is trying to branch off and do their own thing and trying to hoard the food for themselves, trying to kill everyone else off so they can be the only one surviving. Dead of Winter, not a very happy world to live in. So those are my picks for Something Selection. I hope those were good enough for you, Julian and Libby. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Bye.